Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and I've gone mobile to show you the brand new Swann ADS 460 indoor-outdoor SwannEye all-weather Wi-Fi camera. So this product sells for $179.99, and essentially it is a Wi-Fi enabled indoor-outdoor security style camera. So a while back I had a bunch of security cameras installed in my house, and man, it was a pain. I had to have them all hardwired, which resulted in all kinds of the fishing of wires and drilling and holes and whatnot. And boy, I wish I'd known about this product, or it had existed back then, because this ADS 460, essentially all you need to do is plug in the power cable. So this is the box right here, and inside here you're going to get the camera and then a couple extras. It comes on a stand. There'll be a Ethernet cable if you want to wire this, because you of course can. There'll be the power cable and then some mounting screws, because you'll want to mount the camera, and I'll show you why in a second. So let's head over here to where I have the camera set up and take a look at it. And here it is, and you can see I have it connected to the wall. Right now I have it indoors. It can be mounted indoor or outdoor. It's pretty substantial in feel. It's metal and has this like hood over it. It's quite heavy, so you know, you feel like it's rugged. It's not going to get damaged in any way. There is an antenna on the back. That's the Wi-Fi antenna that you'll need, obviously, to get a good connection. And then a couple other, you know, key points of note. There is a microphone on the bottom. You can see it right there, because this thing has two-way audio. So not only can you hear what's going on around the camera, but you can also speak into it, and the person can hear what you say. Now on the front, there are LEDs. So this thing does low light. It can actually turn an image into black and white in total darkness so you can see it. And it has an LED sensor in there to let you know, or let the camera know, when it needs to do that. So it's smart enough to recognize when, you know, it needs to switch to that low light setting. The base, which is right here, like I mentioned, there are these 4 mounting screws that you can use to mount this, and I would say you pretty much have to, because it won't stand up because it's so top heavy. So you're definitely going to want to mount this in some sort of position. The only other thing to note is here, as I mentioned, there is that Ethernet connection if you want, and then right here, which is a WPS button. So in order to set this up over Wi-Fi, you can use the WPS button there, and then the WPS button on your router to join the two together. And I did so, and it took me only a couple of minutes. So let's head over to my computer. So we walk around my office, so I can show you exactly kind of how the software, you know, works on my desktop, and then we'll look at the laptop version too. So let's see, let's swing over to where I have the desktop software running right here. So this is the way it looks when you're viewing the camera. You can see I'm viewing it right now, and basically there are some controls and some settings that you can play with. I'm not going to go over all of them, but basically right here is the controls that you'll use for the camera itself. You can take a snapshot, you can initiate recording, you can pause the live viewing, you can turn on the audio so you can hear what's going around, and you can speak into the camera so people can hear you. And then of course there are all kinds of settings. You know, if you don't want the camera, let's say, to be in HD and 720p, because that does require, you know, a really good internet connection, you could lower it down to VGA or QVGA if you wanted to do that. There are other settings that you can tinker with as well. There's a control panel here. Unfortunately, this camera does not have pan and tilt, so these controls are useless. The only thing you can do is zoom in and out one level, basically. There are other settings as well that you can use, like changing the place where the images are stored, changing the recording level, etc. The other cool thing this camera has inside is an SD card, and so you can set up the camera to alert you when it senses motion, and it can store images on the SD card for viewing later. It can also email you those images and video as the alerts happen, and you can adjust the sensitivity. The SD card is actually hidden underneath the camera and screwed in, so it's not like someone could remove it and steal it unless they knew where it was and had a screwdriver. You can also add multiple cameras in this view, so if you wanted to have more than one, you can set that up as well. There is also, as I pan over, an iOS and Android companion type app, which offers similar functionality. For the iOS app, it's more about just the viewing and interacting with the camera as opposed to playing with the settings. You can see down here you do have things like taking a snapshot, recording, doing the audio and whatnot, but there isn't a lot in the way of settings for the camera other than playing around with the an alarm settings, as I mentioned, to alert you when a notification comes when something happens and it needs to alert you. So the iOS or the Android app is more about, like I said, just viewing it, where the desktop client, which is available, by the way, for Mac or PC, is more about setting up and tinkering with the exact settings of the camera. So the Swann, and it's a little bit dark in my office, the Swann ADS 460 indoor-outdoor camera is a really affordable, very easy to set up indoor, and I would say better for outdoor solution if you want to monitor, your home or business. You can learn more about it via the link I will have in the video description. I'll, of course, also have a link there to my full review of it over on runaroundtech.com. As always, if you have any questions about this or anything else, feel free to drop me a line down below. Otherwise, have a great day.